This is Optimal Living Daily Relationships, episode 111, Harness the Power of Positive Self-Affirmations by Dr. Diana Kirschner of loveinninetydays.com. And I'm Joss Marie, your very own personal narrator, right here on the Relationships edition of Optimal Living Daily. This is the show where I narrate to you from some of the best relationship blogs in the world every Monday through Friday for free. And it's always with permission from the authors. Today, I have a post from Dr. Diana Kirschner all about having an optimal relationship with yourself. Also, a big thanks to HelloFresh for sponsoring today's episode. HelloFresh is the meal kit delivery service that delivers food to your doorstep and makes cooking more fun so you can focus on the whole experience, not just the final plate. For $30 off your first week of HelloFresh, visit HelloFresh.com and enter Relationships30. And with that, let's hear today's post and start optimizing your life. Harness the Power of Positive Self-Affirmations by Dr. Diana Kirschner of loveinninetydays.com. Research has repeatedly shown the power of positive self-talk, which is what most of us call affirmations. Positive affirmations have been used to change behavior in underachieving students, increase nurses' and doctors' well-being, and lower their stress levels, reduce breast cancer patients' cortisol levels, and heighten athletic performance. People cope more easily when going into new social situations and are less likely to make downward social comparisons when they practice self-affirmations. Participants in one study who said self-affirmations before a new social encounter reduced their thoughts about being rejected compared with another group that focused on the party and who would be there. So how do you affirm yourself? You deliberately make positive statements about yourself in your mind and aloud that are inspiring and nourishing. Some examples are, I am lovable. I am a good person. I am a child of God. I am intelligent. I am attractive. I am a great person. Get the engine going until you feel freer and freer to write down whatever comes to mind. If a statement feels scary, that is good. You are pushing the edges of your growth. If it feels great to think an affirmation, then it is right on target. Choosing a thought to put your attention on is generative. I believe that attention is one of the most powerful creative forces at your disposal. When you make self-affirmations, you build on positive experiences from the past, and more importantly, are programming for new fulfillment in the future. Global or glowing affirmations about yourself don't necessarily work in the time frame you would like. Usually, they take much longer. But they do work. Make no mistake about it. The more attention you put on the loving self-declaration, the more quickly it will manifest. But you have to put your attention on it like you would on a mantra, lightly and without attaching to the affirmation too tightly. When doubts or other negatives arise, treat them as if you were sitting in meditation. Observe them without judgment. Notice and acknowledge your self-doubts and do not fight them. The more you acknowledge the doubts without struggle, the more quickly they will go away. Always return to your affirmation, like you would go back to a mantra after a distracting series of thoughts. Following this method will speed up your progress in creating and living from your loving self-affirmations. You can be the prime and sole architect of a deliberate and more positive self-concept or identity using self-affirmations. Over time and with this practice, you will release your negative self-talk and delimiting inner beliefs. Together, the inner dialogue and beliefs form what I call the disappointing self. Later, we will do an exercise that helps get rid of this unfulfilled self so that you can anchor in a new and more self-prizing identity. The wonderful thing is you get to decide how you want to experience yourself. You get to decide who you are. And the best place to decide is based in your own authenticity. Your true interests and gifts are apparent when you are real and you can build on them. For example, as a child, I was crazy about dogs. But when I got one, I was not shown how to care for him. Instead, my parents berated me as a bad pet owner, and I had a great deal of guilt and shame about the whole experience. I actually repressed my love of dogs for many years and avoided relating to them. When I went to a growth course that focused on being in the present moment, I came face to face with a Yorkie. I suddenly remembered that doggy affection and love. I created the self-affirmation, I am great at taking care of dogs. And I am. Ask my teacup Yorkie, Ariella, who sleeps with me every night. The most powerful self-affirmation you can create is to give your diamond self, your most glorious self, a name. This is often easier if you develop it with your master love mentor. While uncomfortable at first, taking on and using this name is an ultimately fun and joyful creative experience. Some of the names that our mentees have bestowed on themselves are Beloved Mighty Isis, Amazing Grace, Magnificent Star, Sexy Inuit Sea Princess, and Precious Czarina. Embarrassing as it is, you need to practice using your name with your mentor and or closest friends. Oh, and one more thing. Dress the part. You have already begun working on your star appearance. Now you can help pull it together by thinking about your new you name. Here is an email I received from goddess Jana, who was rediscovering her own beauty. I am a stunner. I just had to tell you that John and I went shopping today and bought a dress for tomorrow night. I really should keep taking pictures of myself because I am so hot. Finally, there is one more way you can reinforce your positive affirmations and self-appreciation, and that is by giving to yourself every day. Every day, no exceptions. Look for new and special treats that you usually deny yourself, experiences you would look forward to. In our culture, women are taught and expected to be generous to everyone but themselves. For a woman to be giving to herself is often considered selfish. So you must break your conditioning and learn to give to yourself, especially in areas where you are stingy or withholding. From the smallest acts, like listening to your iPod more and giving your life a soundtrack, getting and wearing those cashmere socks, or splurging on a French manicure, to signing up for pole dancing, singing, or improv, and up to the largest steps, like painting every day and declaring yourself an artist. Or buying that condo in the building you've been eyeing. Just do it. When you get up each day, use the affirmation, I give myself what I want and need to be happy. Or, everything I want is here for me. Then, throughout the day, check in with yourself. Take your attention inward and get a sense of how you are feeling. If the feelings are not positive, take a moment to acknowledge them as okay, and then speak kindly to yourself. If you are working on a demanding project, promise yourself a wonderful reward. Tell yourself how much you have accomplished and how well you are doing. Think about what little prize would make work more enjoyable. Heed the bard's advice. Be to yourself as you would to your friend. You just listened to the post titled, Harness the Power of Positive Self-Affirmations by Dr. Diana Kirschner of lovein90days.com. As Dr. Diana mentions, women often forget to tend to themselves, but it's important to take time to cultivate the bond we have with ourselves because this relationship sets the foundation for all other relationships that we have. So thanks for the reminder, Dr. Diana. Also, thanks again to HelloFresh for sponsoring the podcast here today. Each week, HelloFresh creates new delicious recipes with step-by-step instructions designed to take around 30 minutes. These meals are for everyone, from novices to seasoned home cooks short on time. All this for less than $10 a meal. So don't stress about squeezing in a stop at the grocery store between work and picking up your kids from the daycare, because HelloFresh delivers the food right to your doorstep. My family just enjoyed the spiced Dijon salmon recipe. It was fun and simple to make, and it was absolutely delicious. My 17-month-old concurs. For $30 off your first week of HelloFresh, visit HelloFresh.com and enter code RELATIONSHIPS30. That's HelloFresh.com and the code is RELATIONSHIPS30. Thanks so much for listening today. I hope you get a chance to focus on yourself at some point before the day is up. See you later, and remember to come on back again tomorrow to hear an episode from Good Life Zen, where your optimal life awaits.
Hello, Life Optimizer. This is Justin Malik, creator and producer of this podcast, but also Optimal Living Daily, the show where I read to you from even more blogs covering finance, productivity, minimalism, personal development, and more from incredible bloggers like Derek Sivers, Zen Habits, Mark and Angel, The Minimalists, and all the ones you hear on this show too. So if you enjoyed today's episode and like taking amazing blogs on the go, come on over to Optimal Living Daily and subscribe to that one too. And together, we'll start optimizing your life.
You've been listening to Optimal Living Daily. Be sure to hit the subscribe button to stay up to date on each new episode and head to oldpodcast.com. That's OLDpodcast.com for a free gift as well as more actionable tips and resources to help you maximize your potential. Thanks for joining us, and remember, your optimal life awaits.